Yeah, how is it going? Hey guys, I'm Babs, and this is AI Infotech channel. Well, we'll deal with technicality in technology. We'll explain everything about what technology, and it give the best explanation for you to better understand what we are talking about. And until this one is a new project whereby we will be talking about CCNA and introduction as well as what some practical works. This is our first class on CCNE. I will make sure that we make it over an happy ending for you. As well, we are still going on our MCSA classes, so you can as well join this channel for you to learn more and more every day. If you've not subscribed yet, try and endeavor to subscribe so you can be the first person to see our next video as we are uploading it on CCNA as well as other courses. So on this one is Cisco Certified Network Associate. We are going to explain full details about CCNA, and I'll start by enlarging this. Oh, sorry. Okay, slideshow. Sorry about that from the beginning. Okay, now as I said earlier on, we are talking about what CCNA. CCNA is one of the most important parts in networking. Is the legacy of networking. It's mostly used in what? It's mostly used in those conglomerate banks environment, and is one of the most the most tedious, let me say, the most tedious network to set up. We have the modern one, and we have the legacy. Cisco happens to be the first program networking, and we have the other one, which is the modern one. It's very easy to use. Why is these two different? Simply because CCNA use syntax to configure their network, but on the other one, like the TP lanes and others, they actually use those settings. Once you do the settings, you're good to go. Okay guys, this is straightforward. We're going to do some explanation, some cool stuff, explain so many things to you. Before I dive into this class, I would like to say so many things. For those of you who want to write exam, the new exam is out. You can start writing it. 203 301 exam. You can just try that out. You just try that and you're good to go. We're going to show us so many things in this class. We are going to combine everything together generally on CCNE, so you could expect anything from us in aspect of videos of how you can do some configurations. So we're going to mix everything. Like, since it's explaining Cisco Certified Networking, we should be able to bring out some things that will make you learn new things about CCNE, and that's what we are trying to do. Now, Cisco Certified Network, and the way to write the exam, it is used to be that secure holy grail of Cisco certification. You pass only one written test before being faced with a grueling, formidable hands-on lab. This is intensively this thoughting all or nothing approach made it early impossible to succeed, and predictably did not work out too well for most people. because what CCNA is what it's quite tedious. I can't just guarantee that what you can get it once, but I know you can get it once. If you really want to do this, then you should try to do what, try to do hands-on learning, and this is what we want to show you. We want to show you the practically how. But without us, what is the essence of showing you the practical without not understanding what we want to pass, the information we want to pass to you doesn't make any real sense. So we try to introduce to you in a layman definition what CCNA, and for those who don't really know about CCNA, so or who are just coming into the game, is very useful. It's very important that we make them understand what CCNA is and the effectiveness of CCNA in the world. Okay guys, CCNA is what? I ask you, what is CCNA? Okay, now CCNA, Cisco Certified Network Associate, is a popular certification for computer network engineers provided by the company named Cisco System. It helps to become familiar with broad range of networking concepts like OSI, IP addressing, network security, etc., which we are going to be showing you practical of what this is. I told you Cisco is a legacy of networking. We have other networking companies like the TP-Links, D-Links. Those are what are new modern way of technology of sharing a file and in computer over the network. Once you set this, you'll be able to share file and access internet on the company's network. So now CCNA is a legacy one, and they are the best in hand on right now. I mean, if you go to any big companies today, like the Dangote banks, any banks, just name it, just go there, check out their network, and you will know that what CCNA is the one that is being, Cisco devices are the one that have been set up in every organization today, and that's what they are using. And they need more people like you, more people like me to come and work for them, simply because one tree cannot make a forest, and they are needing more expert every day. You could imagine you are a CCNA, you're a network administrator. You could be earning nothing less than 20,000. Even for high level senior engineers are making closer to $50,000 on dread, depending on depending on job roles. So this thing is very popular, and it's what you can write. If you know you want to write the exam, you can chat me up or use the comment section below to talk to me. Then I will be able to guide you through on how to go about writing the exam. Now that's that on that. Some of the CCNA basic covered under CCNA certification is what includes number one, the OSI model, Open System Interoperability models. This is a way of how you can work. Understanding how the network move both physically and outward layer and inside layer. Let me put it that way. Now I'll go in details in this class, and I will show you what I'm really talking about. Now, IP addressing is one of those things that you also learn that you must understand in the CCNA, because when you are being asked as a network administrator, or as a junior network administrator, or as a senior network administrator, that we want you to set this up for us. Can you just help us to connect these 100 computers into the over the network, so we can be able to share file and communicate in the organization? IP address is one of those things that you as a network administrator must put in mind to know how to do. Okay, now we are talking about routing protocols, IP routing. Oh my god, this is where it's getting more interesting. When you're getting to this stage, it's a stage where you're like, wow. Then there's a lot to learn. IP routing from from one branches to the another. Routing whereby you are having an advance, you are trying to connect thousands of work on computers. Or how will you go about this? This is where routing comes. Routing also comes in when you want to set up, you want to connect this branch to the other branch, locations, different locations. This is what routing is. What routing does, it helps you to connect two or more locations together so they can share company file. That was routing for you. Okay, that's one of the most things you also need to know about this. Okay, the next one is that you must also understand is the network and the network devices. Network devices security. You must also know the devices as well. You must know router switch. You must know the difference and how they work. That's that and that. I'll be showing you the router and the switch in this word, whereby when we move forward in this project. I'll show you so many things. There's a lot of things. I'll show you protocols. I'll show you how to configure router, configure switches, and so many one and none of that in this class. Okay, that's that and that. Okay guys, OSI model, as I was saying, the open system interconnection model describes 7 layers that our computer system used to communicate over the network. It was the first standard model for network communication adopted by all major computer and telecommunication companies in the early years. Come in the early years 1980s 10. So OSI model is one of those things that will make you understand how the network communicates. That's what OSI does. It helps you to understand. So layers. Now I'll explain deeply about the OSI. OSI has layers. Okay, this is what helps you to, as I said earlier, it helps you to understand what we are talking about in essence. OSI model talks about the layers, the inward layers and the outward layers. It helps you to understand how the network communicate when you are setting up a network. If you are setting up a network through the physical aspect, you need to get a switch, a router. Once you're getting a switch, a router, you need a cable, you need the devices that is needed to be attached to it. Is it the UDP, intrusion detection system? I mean IDP, intrusion detection system. And so many other devices that is needed to be connected in order to make that network work very fine. And when you're setting up a network, you need to know that there are other devices that you need to put in place, like the security devices, so that you can secure your network, firewalls. All those devices has to be attached, has to be connected with this thing. So the first thing you should do is to get your router, get your switch, keep your cable. In this class as well, I'll try my possible best to show you how you can easily equip a network cable. Okay, did I just say that? I will try my possible best to provide that. In this. Furthermore, okay, you get that. Once you know how to do that, the next thing is to buy a rack system. The rack system enables you to set your devices normally, like lay your devices so that it won't get any breaks. Like, this is a proper way of laying devices. Once you get your rack system, you put in your router and your switches. You have to have a server room. The server room enables you to put all those devices that is needed away from people's eyes, because it's that place CIO must not be compromised. Confidentiality, integrity, and availability of services. That's why you have to put all those things into place, setting it on and letting it give the exact thing you want it to give at the right time, at the right place. That's why you have to play it on the work system, so that people will not go in there and start messing up with your company. It can cause the whole company very, very big problem, and to pass back on you if you're a network administrator. I know you could just see your boss hailing and shouting and telling you, oh, this is what he did. Why can't you just allow this to happen? Because he knows you've caused a lot of problem. So I was talking about you. That's the physical. Okay, now let make us better understand this thing. Okay, you're working from the physical, from the switches, you start from from one, yeah, ascending order and descending order. But if you're starting from the inside layer of the word of that network, how the network runs, how the network transmits in the physical way or in the invisible way. So if you're trying to lay it from the physical way, that was when you start from here. You start from this physical layer, you take it up. The best way you can understand this when you're trying to do it from the word from the inward, like the inward layer. You said what? A, all. B, people seems to need data processing. Do you get that? All people seems to need data processing. That's from the inner layer, how the word transmits. Or if you are trying to do it from the physical, please do not throw sausage pizza away. Please do not throw sausage pizza away. That's how you can remember it. That's how you can understand what it's all about. Now let me explain to you from the physical layer. This physical layer explains how you can set up a network different from the physical layer, getting a switch router. Don't mind this, no. There's something that has to be there. You setting up the router, the switches, laying the foundation of the network, getting a rack system, laying everything, and connecting the devices using a cable cable. If you are trying to connect a like devices, like me, the same devices, you uses a crossover cable. And if you are trying to connect to different devices, like you're trying to connect from the router to the switches, you are you'll be using a straight through cable. Rather the switches to the devices, you need a straight through cable to connect the different devices together. But if you are connecting the same devices from router to the router in a situation whereby trying to do routing, then you need a crossover cable to get it. So the physical layer talks about the if you're laying the router, the switches to the route system, laying the devices physical scene. That's the part of the physical layer. Now we're talking about the data link. Data link is talking about how you want to transmit the flow. I mean the flow of the word flow control, sleep PPP, HDLC. It's talking about all these things. So let me pick it one by one and explain better to you what we are saying here. I'll take this class. Take this tag. It's talking about the data link layer. It's talking about the protocols in the network sector. Now, what is what does the HDLC mean? It means high level data link control. Is a bit oriented code transparent synchronous data link layer protocol developed by the International Organization for Standardization. The standard for HDL is in this ISO, which is Internet System Interconnection. Now, this provides both connection oriented and connectionless oriented services. Now, when you're saying what connection oriented network means, what we are talking about, if connection oriented network is what is very secure but not fast, but whereby this is where we get our TCP and UDP, which I will explain further in this class. Okay, so on that's that for HDLs protocol flow control. It is about the flow control, how you want to transmit data, how you want to data to be in the network environment. Okay, I did talk about the flow control. You should know what that is. Okay, but if in case you don't know, for those who don't understand it, I want you to understand. I'm explaining. You can make more research yourself. Flow control is defined. It's the broad sense as a synchronization protocol that it take the advanced information from a sender to a receiver. That's that what that's what flow control is. Flow control determines how resources in the network are allocated to packets, traverse the network, and make it communicate in a real sense. So depends on what on it. For control is what is actually set for procedures that explain sender about how much data or free it can transfer or transmit before data overwhelms the receiver. That's the flow control. Wait, I'm picking it from the physical. You can see I'm picking it from downward because this is how it is. Then I will now start explaining back from the word from the so just understand the tactics of OSI. I'm trying to make you understand what OSI is. Okay, we have what you have LIP. Now, serial line internet protocol is an encapsulation of the data. Like when you are transmitting the data, it has to be encapsulated while transmitting through the network, so it can reach the best part, like from the sender to the receiver. Now it has to be encapsulated. It has to be encapsulated so that it can go in form of a relay. That's the word. That's the XLIP word, which is what the serial line internet protocol is an encapsulation of the internet data protocol designed to work over serial ports and modems connections. SLIP has been largely replaced by the point-to-point protocol, which has more feature and does not require a predefined IP configuration. That's what that's SLIP for you. Okay, now we now have the PPP point-to-point protocol. Point-to-point protocol. Now let's understand what the point-to-point protocol is. The point-to-point protocol in computer is a data link layer or communication protocol between two routers directly without any host or any networking in between. It can provide connection, authentication, transmission, and encryption and data compression. So once that is being done, then you need an IP address, which tells us about the network layer. I know so many words, so many people won't go this deep, but I'm doing this because it's my aim. That's my passion, to make people understand what they don't understand, to make people know how this thing is working, to make people know the beauty part of networking, the beauty part of getting things right. Okay, which brings me about this network layer, which I would like to explain deeper of what the network layer is. The network layer is in different bands, different aspects. It has the IP address, the IPS, the RIP, ICPM, address resolution protocol, and etc. It has so many things, but I'll explain in details what this layer is. The network layer is layer 3. The network layer is layer 3 in the OSI model, and it is responsible for connection between different networks. Network to network connection are what the internet possible. The network layer is the part of the internet communication process where this connection occurs by sending packets of data back and forth between different networks in the 7 layers, which we are in number 3. Now, this layer is very important. Let me just say it. This layer has to work away. If you don't set one IP address, the IP address, which I said earlier on, is very very essential when you are setting up the network. You have to give an IP address. I will show you how that is being done as we are moving in deeply into this, because this is just an introduction to better explain what we are trying to pass in essence. Now, it's very very essential and it's very 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 important to know. I mean, I have only 10 minutes stream of this video. We will have to take it step by step. So let me see if I'm not stepping beyond. Oh my god, 25 minutes. Okay guys, now I think I will continue with this class. I will just wrap it up I'll just wrap it up. I mean, layer, this network layer is the most, what is the most, is the most, is the most compact that you must understand. From the current slide, I will continue from the current slide. Okay, guys, okay, so this is where you by you assign an IP address to the what, to the computer. The IP address is what is the IP address? It helps you to what, to get an internet over the network. That's what the IP address does. Is internet protocol is a unique address that identifies devices on the network or a local network. That is IP address for you. You have the IPS. So many on that. So that's where you set an IP address is in the what, is in the network layer. Set the IP address, and you do that effectively. The IP is a novel network protocol used for routing packets. So when you are routing from one network node to another to an internet network. Now, internet network packet exchange is a network layer protocol that provides connectionless datagram services for internet, token rings, and common data links layer. It is in the what, is in the network layer. The address resolution protocol. The address resolution protocol helps you to what, to trace the what. It helps to trace. It's used such as a MAC address associated with a given internet or internet layer address, typically in IP4. This maps is a critical function. What does it does? It performs a required function in IP routing. ARP finds the hardware address, also known as the media control. That's what this protocol does, the ARP, and so on like that. Okay, guys, I will stop here and continue from here in my next video. I don't want it to be too long. No one wants to listen or look at a very long video. So guys, thank you for taking your time to watch this video. I'll carry you along the next one. I will continue in number 4, which is your transport layer. Thank you. I mean the OSI can be a very long class, and I know I can cover it today, so I'll cut this short and we continue in the next class. So you do have a nice day and ready your mind for this new project which I am introducing to you. Thank you, guys. Have a lovely week. I mean lovely weekdays.